sunny weekend for the world's first ever baking festival, tourists are flocking to this beautiful town amongst the stunning countryside of the Peak District. Now, Nigel is running a children's masterclass.
We want to make a bakewell tart, okay? So first of all, we've got all our ingredients on the tables there. There should be plenty there. We've actually got lined up for 2, all right?
To make the famous bakewell tart, flour, jam, butter and eggs are the 4 basic ingredients. Being a regular columnist for the Lady magazine, Nigel is good at taking you through his recipes, such as the smooth batter mixture in the tart.
There you go. Are you enjoying it, Rudy? Excellent. Do you want to be a chef one day or a baker? Yeah? That's what I like to hear.
Following the festival slogan, "Happiness is homemade," these activities not only bring best products, but also create something unique and magical for everyone.
Right, how was this little private competition going? Oh, you've won, have you, Sarah? All right. That's not bad second place, is it? Well done. How are we doing here? Nicely crimped and nicely crimped. Very good.
It's time to roll up your sleeves.
Home baking is becoming more and more popular, really through the power of television initially, but I think more and more people are really wanting to learn how to cook themselves rather than being kind of forced to the supermarkets and the shops to buy ready-made prepared meals, whether it be baking or bread or meals themselves. And I think people are more aware about the type of ingredients that they're buying, and they want to buy locally sourced, which are either organic or locally produced, so they know exactly what they're getting so they can create their own recipes.
The festival brings together more than 40 events, from the vintage tea party to the thrills of the Great British Bake Off. The Bakewell is the perfect place to host them.
Baking world's a really nice world, and it's very family orientated. Young people really like it. You like it, and we've got a wonderful name, the town Bakewell. We've got a legacy, we've got a heritage of the Bakewell pudding.
In the rich baking history, the wrapped sliced loaf has been a staple in the British diet for a long time. Back in the 20th century, large automated baking units replaced small master bakers, and the chocolate bread process came into general use. This process not only reduced the time taken to produce a loaf, it also led to the increasing demand for wrapped bread. This shift even reflected the changing nature of British society, that women were going out to work because of technological advancement. But things are changing, as loaves are criticized for their texture, high salt content, and low nutritional value. Britain is eating fewer loaves in favor of healthier bread. Now, more customers are buying artisan bread. They believe this kind of handmade bread guarantees high quality. Also, baking bread at home is making a comeback. Here is a local bakery which provides real bread in Sheffield and around. Dough is being mixed, and then it will be slowly fermented in a cool environment overnight. The bakery promises their bread is made from organic flour, and they refuse to use any flour improvers or other additives. For them, natural ingredients, time and skills are the secret in making their bread fresh and delicious. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning, but here staffs are very busy baking bread in the oven and then bagging them. After one night slow fermentation, dough has been risen in a cool environment. Now it has become quality artisan bread and is put into different delivery orders, letting people enjoy a fresh start of the day. After being labeled, the bread leaves for the shops. As the artisan bread market is expanding over the couple of years, there is a growing demand for the sort of bakery with older traditional types. But higher price is still an obstacle when competing with supermarket bread.
We can't really compete with them. They can always sell bread much cheaper than us because we can't buy flour in the same bulk that supermarkets can buy it. So we're spending a lot more on our ingredients, and what The added ingredient in our bread is time, and because it takes a long time to make our bread, and so that's wages and use of the building and all that sort of thing has increased. So
I don't like it.
I don't like it. Just gonna take this one.
Along with the popularity of artisan bakeries, home baking becomes another trend. Thanks to the Great British Bake Off, a television baking competition which selects the best amateur baker from its competitors, the show reinvigorates interest in home baking throughout the UK.
Okay.
This is more than a competition.
The winner is...
Say a little prayer.
Please, please.
Joe!
Amy works in marketing, and in spare time she likes to bake for family and friends. For her, baking is a nice way of relaxing and being creative. And a white loaf with sesame seeds is quite simple to make. Pour the yeast mixture into the flour and the salt, and mix the contents until a dough forms. Knead the dough for 10 minutes, then leave it to rise in a draft-free place for more than 1 hour. And don't forget to punch the dough gently before shaping and sprinkling with sesame seeds. Finally, it can be put into the oven. Amy's nan taught her to bake Christmas cakes when she was a little girl. Now, as a member of the Women's Institute, 7 Hills WI, Amy enjoys exploring crafts with others. And this year, she's really excited about the baking competition, which is judged by Danny, a contestant on Great British Bake Off last year.
She came to do a talk to tell us all about her experiences on the Bake Off. All of the ladies that wanted to kind of entered a cake for a tasting competition that Danny would judge, and I made a hazelnut praline cake. So it was a flourless cake made out of ground hazelnuts and chocolate, which is one of my favourite things. And I was very pleased because I came third.
Besides the way of persistent below-cost selling of loaves by the supermarkets, they also want to share the benefits brought by the artisan bread. As Britons lose their taste for pre-wrapped loaves, consumers are now seeking out healthier bread. So, to compete in the new bread market, supermarkets develop in-store bakeries, attracting more people. Many of them have their own scratch bakeries, making bread fresh from raw ingredients. Now I can smell the aroma of this crusty bread. But how many consumers can afford the luxury handmade artisan bread? Do they think it's worth the price? We do a taste test. People are asked to choose one wholemeal bread they like from supermarket loaves and artisan bread. A few people still prefer the cheap supermarket loaves.
This one is quite light, it's not heavy.
And for those who fancy artisan bread, are they willing to pay twice the price of supermarket loaves?
I'd pay a bit more, but possibly not twice as much.
Oh yes, it's worth it.
200 years ago, in Bakewell, Jane Austen is said to have put the finishing touches to Pride and Prejudice, and thus the townspeople have a Mr. Darcy-inspired custard pie fight to celebrate it. Baking is just like this. It's our heritage handed down over generations. Built on traditions, recipes will never go out of date.
All you have to do is take a cup of flour, add it to the mix. Now just take a little something sweet, not sour, a bit of salt, just a pinch. Baking these treats is such a cinch. Add a teaspoon of vanilla. Add a little more and you count to 4 and you never get your